ค่ะ
มาแล้วเรียกมา
It's similar. It's like a secret Yasukuni in some ways because this is the revolutionary group that was the founding fathers of constitutional Thailand. Actually, Joe's really good at that. But depending on what day you were born, in Thailand, it gives you a color. So you'll wear a certain color for the day.
So you were saying as a war correspondent, you said things cannot be predicted.
There's the luck of the draw. There's kamikaze, right? There's the kami, right? There's the divine wind that can happen.
Okay. Oh! 今日は、タイのバンコクのあちこちを回って、こちらの歴史について、学んでいきたいと思っています。ここは、お寺でしてプラシマハターと言われているところです。現地の方に聞いてみたいと思います。Can I ask you how to pronounce again?
วัดพระศรีมหาธาตุ
Okay. Thank you very much. And what is this place?
This place is very important temple for Thai people, and inside this monument they keep many like the ash of important people in Thailand.
Oh, so it's like a national grave.
Yes.
I see.
Yes. You will see inside like have many important people in Thailand.
Okay, 文化 Okay, so is it okay if I call this Yasukuni of Thailand?
It's similar. It's like a secret Yasukuni in some ways because this is the revolutionary group that was the founding fathers of constitutional Thailand. So they created a constitutional monarchy in 1932. And so this is that founding group, kind of like the Meiji Restoration. So that group with the Satsuma and Chosu group that created the modern Japan. This was the group that kind of moved Thailand into a constitutional monarchy and modernism about 1932. And it was a bloodless revolution. In the beginning, nobody got hurt. There was like one broken arm. It was a very peaceful transition to that rather than a bloody transition. So there was no equivalent of a bone-in war immediately during that revolution, the first revolution, 1932. And every year, the descendants of the families will come back here, do a ceremony, and then go across here, and then the Buddhist monks will pray for the souls that they have and to make sure that their souls are still at rest and that the good merits that they did during that time continue on for Thailand, and Thailand continues to be blessed by their actions.
Wow. So Thailand people actually recognize it is important to appreciate the people who fought for this country. And sadly it's not so much of brainwashed in Japan.
Very much so. And in Thailand, there's different groups. So you have the contributions from the Rama family, the dynasty, the Chakri dynasty. Rama 5 was tremendous in that. Rama 9 was huge in that. So there's a tremendous, that was one path to modernity. And then the second path was this one, which was bringing in that constitutional monarchy to move Thailand forward in a different way as well. So those blended together eventually. And then we have the Thailand of today. But the Thais are very much, they respect the ancestors that go before them and their contributions because they realize it's a chain. It's not just one generation. Your generation's based on the one before, the one before, and the one before. And in Thailand, sometimes the Buddhist mindset will say even a lifetime before. So even if it's not the family, it's the soul that was before and before. The merits, the boon that they get will go into the next life because they believe in that reincarnation. So on multiple levels, the Thais respect the past and the impact of what you do will echo through eternity.
Oh, I see. I know that it's custom for Thai people to pray and give stuff like food and money to
the monks, yeah.
to the monks, right?
Very much. It's a very, very Buddhist country. It's instilled, I think it's the official religion of Thailand is Buddhism. And the merits, the Bun system, you always, whatever you do in this life, you'll get rewarded or punished either in this life or the next life. And so the whole system, it's almost like a currency. It's almost like its own economy is the economy of kindness, the economy of merit, the economy of charity. And it's a cohesive within the society. It keeps the society together. in that relationship. It builds the social order is around that Buddhist morality, and the social interaction is very much a Buddhist foundation with that.
Wow. I see. It's like a pay forward.
Paying forward, yeah.
Culture. Because I just came back from Singapore, like what I felt and saw in Singapore, it's like when I talk to the drivers, for example, I asked the local people, what's your identity as Singaporean? And I just only asked a couple people, but none of them directly said Singaporean identity is. Instead, they said, oh, I'm a Chinese descendant, so I have a identity as Chinese, or I am a descendant of Malaysian people, so I have a like identity as this group. So I felt like the country which is founded like historically, like natural process, has a culture and their identity, and it's very important. That's what I saw the difference between this Thailand and Singapore. So, like for me being Japanese, we don't realize until we go outside or where there is not such a thing to realize how important it is. So I saw the difference in Singapore and Thailand. Yes, okay. Thank you very much, my teacher.
Actually, Joe's really good at that, but depending on what day you were born, in Thailand, it gives you a color, so you'll wear a certain color for the day. So if you're born a certain day, you get a color, and then also the Buddha, the standing or laying or sitting, is based on the day you were born. So it's every day has a different color and a different Buddha.
Every day meaning
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So
is it not good to like film people here without asking?
yeah, especially if they're praying, you can be far back and then doing.
Okay.
Not in front, not intrusive. So
I see.
you'll see where all of the remains of the Kanaratsador are inside here on the walls.
中に行きたいと思います。中に入っていきます。First Prime Minister. So he was, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so in there, like you saw the different pictures and the different names. So that's all the Kanaratsador revolutionaries, 1932, and the political party from the beginning. So the one picture you saw was Paya Pahol. He's the one that studied in Japan. And when he was in Japan, because he was kind of a big guy, they said that he was like, they reminded him, Paya Pahol reminded the Japanese of Meiji, because he was a big, kind of bigger guy, right? So Saigo Takamori, Saigo, because he's a big guy like Saigo. So they always compared Paya Pahol to kind of a Saigo, and he had that same character. So he was one of the first prime minister, and then after him, then Phibun Songkram came in, and Phibun Songkram was from the 1930s up until 1950s. There was a brief break in it, so he went through. And so that was the larger picture you saw, and then they had a picture of his wife in uniform, and that was La'iyat Phibun Songkram. who ended up being a colonel in the Thai army. And so you see that they have that, and then the families, there's some that are open. And Phra Songkhram, actually, after he was overthrown in a coup in 1950s, I think 1956, and he ended up going to Japan, and he was in Japan until he died. And then when he died, he was cremated at a temple in Japan, and then his ashes were allowed to come back to Thailand. They put him in here, so there was a Japanese connection with that.
So may I ask one question? So why those people needed to stand up to transition this country to democratic monarchy?
They felt that the way to modernization, to keep the colonial, because remember on one side was France and the other side was Britain, and they had taken 80% of Thai territory, from the last 50 years up to that point. And they felt that Thailand wasn't modernizing as fast as it should, and they were concerned because there was some destabilization in the world in the 30s. The world was changing a lot, and so they looked at what they saw when they went overseas and trained. Some went to France, some went to Britain, some went to Japan, and some went to America. And collectively they got together and said, we need to transform a little bit because we need to increase the pace of the transition to modernity. And they felt that it was necessary to transform the government to do a modernization as well as protect Thai sovereignty from external colonialism that was happening.
So was it like a same situation when Japanese ancestors thought that we need to learn from the West in order to protect from it?
Yeah, so that transition from Tokugawa to Meiji, very similar. And also the Kuomintang, so Sun Yat-sen in China, so he thought the same thing. So it was that same kind of mindset,
I see.
How they did it. So they took lessons learned from different areas and then incorporated it in Thailand.
I see.
One extra here.
This is the Buddhas for each day.
Yeah, plus one extra, I think. So it's like there's 7, and there's like 2 extra. So Joe has to come back and say what's
I see.
best. Yes.
Monday to Sunday.
You kind of believe what's your characteristic. Like I said, Joe's better at telling that than I am. So
Wow, each represents the characteristic. People buy gold and then put gold on this Buddha to pray.
Tuesday, Wednesday, they have like different Buddha image represent his birthday. So like you can put the money in different.
This?
Yeah.
Oh. Which one is Monday? Could you show me? This one?
Yes.
This one is Monday. Okay.
Yeah. It's Tuesday, Wednesday. Then they have special. Then they have like a midday, Wednesdays and night. Just only Wednesday have midday or night.
Wednesday have 2 statues.
Yes.
So this is Wednesday during the daytime.
Yes.
This is night time.
Yes.
And this is Thursday.
Yes.
I was born on Thursday. So this is my...
Yes.
Wow. What does this represent? Is there any meaning for Thursday? No? Okay.
It's different. Different.
Pause.
Yes.
And this is Friday
Yes.
and Saturday.
Yes. It's Sunday. And that is the president. This one is like a main Buddha image in this temple.
I see. Okay. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Sunday.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Saturday. Oh. So you were saying, as a war correspondent, you said things cannot be predicted.
No, wars are.
Wars cannot be
Wars are very unpredictable.
because people do not only think about like a logical way, but inspirational way too.
There's too many wild cards. There's whether it's the weather or there's endless wild cards in war. Like how hard somebody's willing to fight, as an example. You don't know that until you get into it. There's the luck of the draw. There's kamikaze, right? There's the kami, right? There's the divine wind that can happen. There's just so many things. How many allies join you? How many allies leave you? How many allies join your enemy? How many allies leave your enemy? So there's just, wars are infinitely unpredictable. People that tell you that they can predict the way that a war will go, you need to go ahead and ignore them, because they don't know what they're talking about. There's too many wars that you think would go one way. For instance, the United States having incredible weapons to use against Vietnam, and it obviously turned out very badly for the United States and for the Vietnamese, but the Vietnamese ended up winning the war, right? But if you looked at this from strictly, we're in Thailand now, the ability to launch airstrikes with B-52s from Thailand, the ability to launch from aircraft carriers, the ability to, thousands of helicopters, huge numbers of troops, very sophisticated weapons, and yet the people were willing to fight, and they were ingenious, and they ended up being persistent and prevailing.
And sometimes people act based on their belief or the people surrounding them.
Oh yeah, exactly. Often decisions that are made in war are based on things that most people can't even imagine. For instance, fighting that happened here, not in war, but in conflict in 2014 in Thailand, which I was involved in. I was here, right in the middle of it. There was a fortune teller in Burma. Her name was E.T. It's E and then space T-H-I, E.T. E.T. was sort of a dwarf or a midget, mute woman, something, I would say mentally challenged, but huge, generals, very wealthy people would fly in from around the world to get her advice on how to run wars and conflict and that sort of thing. For instance, there was fighting in Bangkok in 2014 that was based on something that E.T. said in Burma, and I think she had never been to Thailand. I'm not sure about that, but she certainly didn't know anything about conflict or war, but she affected conflict here in Thailand in 2014 and in a very significant way. So this is just basically relying on some random person on the street, basically, that people put their faith in, and she makes some prediction through her interpreter, and then there was fighting in the streets that I was here and saw, based on what she was saying in Burma.
So it's very important for us to study not only the logical thinking, but also culture and those outside of those.
Because, often I'll hear people say the enemy would never do that. That's not logical. But again, if you hear people say that, they know nothing about war.
Or they don't know the human.
Yeah, war in and of itself, war per se is illogical and insensible. We're already agreeing that we're going to go into something that that ultimately doesn't make sense, but we're going to do it. And often the decisions that are made are based on things that like, for instance, in Myanmar, Burma, on the newspaper every day they have the horoscopes published, and big leadership, the generals and whatnot, will make decisions based on the daily horoscope, which people do around the world. I'm sure Japanese leaders do, American leaders have, right? So it's not, so how are you going to factor that into they're going to attack on the full moon? Well, maybe they're going to attack when the horoscope said to attack, right? Or some some bird lands in a tree, and the first time he cries in the morning, he's facing east or he's facing west, and we make our decision based on which direction the bird was facing when he made his first call in the morning, right? I mean, this is literally the sort of stuff that people make decisions on. Like, okay, we're going to wait by this tree, and as the sun comes up, the birds always land in this tree. Okay, there's the first one landed. It faced east. Okay, we attack today. You know, or it will face in the other direction. Okay, we don't attack today. So how do you factor that in? You just can't do it. You know.
Prayer, you do. You release the birds, or you.
Oh, and look, see, you can feed the fish as well, like we
Wow.
did at the floating market.
So in Thai culture, people pay for those animals and let those free into the nature. That's their form of praying instead of sacrificing animals.
Same thing. It's a gold. It's a silver.
Wow.
And this one goldfish.
Mm.
So, goldfish and silverfish. So this is a prayer for money.
Yeah.
And then how about this one?
Yes.
Those are prayer for money.
This one is different.
So we want the money, and that's work, right?
It's a good, like,
Oh.
it's just really good thing. This one.
Oh, overall good.
Yes.
So maybe we should do
Mm.
one of each. Good work, good money, and good luck, right? How about that?
What's this one?
It's from the enemy.
Enemy? Oh, like make peace with your enemy. And then that's the good luck for work.
Yes.
This one?
Good luck for work.
Eh,
Success in work.
this is a good luck for work.
Yeah, let's get some of these. So maybe work and gold. What do you think?
Yes.
Okay, so let me get those. You have the bat?
I
got that one. I can use it.
I don't have. I put it in.
Sorry.
Oh, there's the birds.
Mm.
Those are for what? Sickness. So that's the enemy. That make peace with your enemy. Get rid of the sickness. Work, silver, money, gold money, and then overall good luck.
So these are different fish for different
It's a, this one.
turtle.
Turtle is have bad luck. Like now you have bad luck, and then you release the turtle, and then you.
Turtle for luck.
And the goldfish are for gold.
Thank you.
เอาไปปล่อยตรงนี้ได้เลยเหรอ
ได้ครับ หรือว่าจะไปสะพานขาวก็ได้นะฮะมันเป็นแค่น้ำมันปล่อยดัก
You want the second?
Oh, I will go for this one, and
Good luck at work. Success at work.
yes, and is there for health too?
Health.
Which one was for health? This
Is there a
one.
healthy one?
This one is for health. Let me see.
Which ones are for to defeat your enemy?
Probably your enemy. The cat.
That's this
I
one.
thought that's to make friends.
Oh, I see.
I want to
No, I think she said win. I think
Win.
this is win.
Oh, win against your enemy. That's the
You
one.
want the catfish?
Yeah, that's the one. Win against your enemy.
One this.
I want all this.
This is win.
So these are for winning against your enemy. Yeah, we need all of them. Right. So the catfish are to win against your enemy.
เป็นปลาหมอเป็นปลาจุก
Okay. Oh, oh!
Things are slippery.
Oh my god. That's why it's gonna lead. So I think this has a strong power. Needs to go out.
There you go. Yep.
Okay.
That's your prayers going on.
Success promised. Okay. Are you going this way? This way? Oh.
So like a transition over water is a bridge. So you release your prayers on the bridge.
Oh. Wow. I wonder if there is similar tradition in Japan.
Maybe a long time ago.
Maybe.
It's a good question to ask.
Okay. Oh! Okay.
Powerful, right?
It's very powerful. I need to place my hand.
Look at the bridge.
Oh, okay. So I look at the bridge and pray. Where I pray first.
Oh, you can pray anywhere here.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and then,
Release.
yes.
Okay, I pray first. はい。Oh. Okay, now I'm going to release those fish. I think it will just jump out this way. Oh. Okay. Bye. Okay, now it's your turn.
Oh, I'm good.
Thank you very much.
That's ready.
May I ask what you're going to pray, or it has to be kept secret?
That's a good question. I don't know if in Thai culture it has to be kept secret or not.
Ah, okay.
Good question. I don't know. Let's see if the catfish are ready for the bread, because you can also feed the fish.
Oh.
See, they think, oh, like the koi, in the pond.
Mm-hmm.
They have the big catfish here. They're ready to be fed.
Oh, I see. Mm. Yes. I see the.
And see the tree, the big banyan tree.
Mm-hmm.
See, they've got like a shimanawa around it.
What did you say?
A shimanawa.
Ashimenawa?
Hello.
Wow. Shirasagi?
See the second.
Wow.
It says hello. But see the big banyan tree,
Yes.
and then they put the ribbon around it. But it's similar to Japan. They have the shimanawa around the old tree.
Yes.
So the Thais will do the same thing. And they also, you'll see many Thais when they pass the tree, they'll bow to it, they'll lie,
Oh.
because they respect the tree as well. Because it's
Oh.
an old tree, it has a lot of wisdom. And then the banyan tree is where the Buddha received enlightenment. He meditated under the banyan tree
Oh.
and received enlightenment. So it's seen also as enlightenment. So they respect the nature and respect the tree, similar to the Japanese.
Wow. It's not even on Google Map.
Not that the Kalanatsadorn are here.
Eh.
In other words, I've looked for it. We looked for 3 months for Pibun's grave. Like, where is Pibun interred?
Oh.
Right? Couldn't find it. We went to all kind of Watts. We looked at his hometown. We looked everywhere.
Oh.
And luckily we kept, we connected. And they said, oh yeah, here is where everybody is. And they have a ceremony once a year. But that's because we met some of the Kalanatsadorn families. And they told us it's here, but you can't find it on the internet. It's very difficult in English, especially. It's not promoted at all.
That's why you said it's secret Yasukuni.
Kind of a secret Yasukuni, yeah. And every year, like I said, they have that reunion that comes in here, and they do a big ceremony.
.この度新しく旅チャンネルまさこの海外生活情報局というチャンネルを開設しました。リンク先は概要欄にありますのでぜひご覧ください。ぜひチャンネル登録をよろしくお願いします。